Hello everyone, welcome back to UPSC Warriors channel by Unacademy. So now we are going to discuss 21st December Hindu newspapers MCQs, and the topic for discussion includes significance of Siliguri Corridor, Gulf Cooperation Council and Gaganyaan. So why this Siliguri Corridor was in news? It was in news because the Union Home Minister Amit Shah highlighted the significance of this particular region. So where is the Siliguri Corridor located and what are all the strategic significance of this particular region? Let's explore it now with this MCQ. So consider the following statements with reference to Siliguri Corridor. Statement 1 says that it is situated near the tri-junction of India, Bhutan and China near Chumbi Valley. Statement 2 says that it is located between Mahananda and Teesta River. So which of the following statements are correct? So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is both 1 and 2. So this region, Siliguri Corridor, is nothing but a narrow stretch of land that is connecting India to the northeastern region. So this Siliguri Corridor, this narrow stretch of land, is present in the West Bengal state near the city called as Siliguri. So why it is very important? It is very important because of its geographical and strategical location. As you can see here that this corridor is bounded by Nepal in the west, Bhutan in the east and Bangladesh in the south. So it shares borders with 3 of our important neighboring countries, that is Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh. So talking about the valley that we found in the question, so here is the Chumbi Valley of China. So this is in close proximity to this valley also. And in addition to all these things, why this particular corridor is very significant? It is very significant. Why? Because it is giving us the connectivity to almost all the states that are there in the northeastern region. And this particular corridor also has so many protected areas and hence become very sensitive when it comes to national security and protecting against illegal activities. And this particular corridor is also having so much of economic importance in terms of its tea production, in terms of its timber, and also in terms of tourism. Why so? Because this corridor also has so many UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Say for example, Darjeeling Himalayan Railway. Clear? So this particular corridor is again, lying between 2 rivers, that is Teesta River and the Mahananda River. So this is the Teesta River, okay? So and this is the Mahananda River. So this river is again very important. Why? Because it is located close to the Mahananda Wildlife Sanctuary, right? So these are some of the significance of this particular region. And talking about the infrastructure, this particular corridor is very narrow and because of which we have some of the challenges in producing the smooth transportation. So why so? Because this stretch is about 22 kilometers wide and 60 kilometers in length, right? So that makes it vulnerable to natural disasters like floods, like landslides, etc. So these are all the informations that you have to know about this particular corridor. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is both 1 and 2 only. Now let's get back to the second question. Before moving on, here we have the Unacademy UPSC CSE Plus subscription available for flat 50% offer, where you will be getting free extension of all your courses right after the term period. So this is one of the best offers that you can find if you are going to prepare for UPSC CSE 2025 and 2026. Why? Because this particular Plus platform is going to get you access to all the top educators of India when it comes to UPSC CSE, and you can access all the batches not just in English but also in English as well as in the completely Hindi batch also. In addition to which, UPSC mock interview program is also given completely for free if you are someone who is going to appear in the UPSC interview. So this is definitely for you. So without delay, please subscribe immediately. In case if you want to have further discount, you can use my referral code RIYA50. Now let's get back to the second question. So the second news is about Narendra Modi visiting this country, that is Kuwait. It is going to be very significant in her bilateral relationship. Why? Because it was Indira Gandhi who visited this country as a prime minister in the year 1981. Okay, so following this, it is the Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, who is going to visit this region, and it is again hosting a series of importance, especially when it comes to meeting our energy needs, right? So without delay, let's study what it is. With reference to the Gulf Cooperation Council, consider the following statements. The question was not framed about Kuwait, but rather I framed it about the Gulf Cooperation Council, because if you see the previous year question paper, largely this type of international groupings or organizations or institutions are given so much importance, right? So let's try to study the Gulf Cooperation Council, because Kuwait is one of the important member of this Gulf Cooperation Council. It is headquartered in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yemen is not a part of the Gulf Cooperation Council. So what is the correct answer here? The correct answer is both 1 and 2. Before moving on to the Gulf Cooperation Council, let's talk about Kuwait for a few seconds. So this country is located to the north of Saudi Arabia at the tip of the Persian Gulf, right? So it is bordered by Iraq to its north and Saudi Arabia to its south, and most importantly, it shares maritime border with Iran. So this is something which is very important. So it shares maritime border with Iran. So it is bordered by Iraq and Saudi Arabia. So this particular country is again famous for its oil reserves. About 3% of India's energy needs are met through Kuwait only. Clear? And this particular country is again a major contributor to the Gulf Cooperation Council, and it shares a trade volume of about $10.47 billion with India. So these are some of the significances that you have to know about Kuwait. Now talking about the Gulf Cooperation Council, this council is a group of 6 member countries, that is Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE and Oman. So it does not include Yemen. So even though Yemen has claimed membership to this particular council, it was not accepted as a member of GCC, but rather Yemen is a participant or a member of many of the GCC institutions. So what you have to know here, Yemen is not a member of the Gulf Cooperation Council. And talking about GCC, again GCC have India as its largest regional trading bloc partner. Clear? So it is headquartered in Saudi Arabia. This statement is correct. So when was GCC established? In the year 1981. So what was the main objective? Is to promote economic, security, cultural and social cooperation. So this is all about GCC. So Gulf Cooperation Council is a group of 6 members, that is Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE and Oman, established in the year 1981 for promoting what? Economic, security, cultural and social cooperation. Yemen is not a member. Kuwait is a member. Kuwait is again a member of OPEC countries, right? So these are all some of the important things that you have to know. Now, let's get to the third question as well as the last question for today's discussion. So this is about our Gaganyaan mission. So India's, ambitious and prestigious mission. Why? It is because once the mission is achieved, we will be joining the elite group very soon. Why? To successfully send the humans to the space and get them returned safely, right? So let's see the question now. So this is in news. Why? Because the assembly process has started in our Satish Dhawan Space Center, where the assembly of our launch vehicle, GSLV is happening. So let's see the question now. India's Gaganyaan mission aims to demonstrate indigenous capability to what? Undertake human space flights. What is very important is, as I already mentioned, it is about spaceflight, which human spaceflight, which everyone knows. You have to study something about the indigenous capabilities. So what are the indigenous capabilities developed in this mission? Either we are using our own indigenous technology, right from the launch vehicle to the propulsion systems or the service modules. So what are all the indigenous technologies being developed by India? So you have to know that, right? And then only US, China and Russia have human space flight capabilities. So what are all the statements correct here? It is both the statements 1 and 2 are correct. So let's talk about some of the indigenous capabilities being developed by India. So if you can see here, the crew model, okay, where the habitats, where the astronauts will be placed, it will be providing a Earth-like environment for the astronauts to sustain their lives, right? So this crew model and this service model is entirely being developed by, indigenously developed by India without the help of any other country. So this is very, very significant. And talking about the launch vehicle, this is the GSLV Mark 3 launch vehicle, which has 3 stages of engines, that is solid stage, liquid stage as well as the cryogenic stage. Again, that is indigenously developed by India. So this is going to be very, very significant achievement in the India's history. Why? Because if it is accomplished successfully, we will be joining this group of US, China and Russia. So how many days the astronauts will be there? They will be there for 3 days, after which they will be landed safely and they are going to be placed in the low Earth orbit of 400 km. So these are some of the important things that you have to know about this Gaganyaan mission. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video. Take care.